Yo, what's up, dog? Probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, hey, so welcome to another episode of Living Proof. My name is Ian Hilton. I don't think I actually introduced myself last in my first podcast. I don't think I did. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, you know who I am now. Like I said, I'm gonna constantly work on this and constantly improve my podcast as much as possible. To bring good content, hopefully. But anyways, yeah. So today, July 28th, 2018, we're gonna be talking about getting injured in the military. Doesn't matter if it's stateside or combat; it's kind of the same thing. I'm gonna kind of relate to both. And hopefully give us some good info and of how to just talk about your emotional problems, your coping mechanisms, like what do you do in order to keep yourself going, to keep pushing yourself, because that's really important, is to not have a negative attitude about this whole situation that if you're in. Also, talking to somebody like a counselor or even a friend, your mom, your dad, your sister, your wife, your second cousin twice removed, doesn't fucking matter. If you need to talk to somebody about that or about your issue, because it helps you break down the wall that you built because you don't want to be vulnerable. I can't even fucking talk today, but you know what I mean. Break that fucking wall down and talk to somebody about it, because it will release a lot of energy and a lot of stress because you're being open about it. You can finally just release it. You have something on your fucking chest, you got to get it out. All right. So another thing too, I'm just kind of going down the list of what I wrote down. I got a shit ton of notes over here that I want to, like different topics I want to talk about. Okay, so yeah, number 4. Also, when you're talking to certain people, like your friends or whatever that you have served with and you've done certain experiences with them, sometimes it's actually a good idea to sit down with them and like share stories. Share what happened to you, and the other person will bounce off of you and just share stories, because sometimes when you just kind of tell somebody about your story, it becomes interesting. Now you're making conversation. Now you're speaking about all the stuff that you went through that you bottled up over time, or if you just you didn't feel like talking about. But sometimes it's really good to talk to hear other stories from your friends, just because it could also I'm having a brain fart right now. It can also help you to know that you're not the only one going through this issue. That's probably one of the biggest things for me, because I love hearing people's stories and I love talking. I like engaging in conversation and having a very interesting conversation of something that I went through, that the same person went through, so we can just laugh about it, we can talk about it, and we kind of just, and it's like a sense of relief when I do that. And another thing too, if say that you are addicted to alcohol or drugs, whatever, and you put yourself through rehab, that's the first step. That's a great step to do it. I went through it. I went through rehab for alcohol, and it really helped. Just talking and engaging with people that, once again, you're sharing the same stories, and sometimes they could be funny, sometimes they could be sad, or some of the stories can help you out, like kind of, I guess, motivate you. But yeah, so I mean, if you are in rehab, take it seriously. I didn't at first. I was kind of pissed that I had to go. But after a while, we're talking with people and hearing their stories, and they sounded so mature when they talked about it, and they were so confident, and they were like so confident in that it didn't bother them sharing their stories, or if I had a question, them answering, answering them in an intelligent way, like because they knew what they were talking about. I really like that. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into all these just yet, because I'm going to start one by one. Oh yeah, just like different examples of coping. I used a sense of humor as my coping mechanism with my injury, because just recently I broke my leg in 2 places, and it was pretty shitty. And so I was kind of dealing with a lot of depression and a lot of a sense of kind of like helplessness because I couldn't do much for myself. I couldn't shower without being assisted. I couldn't go to the bathroom without being assisted. So it was serious. It was pretty serious, and I just hated it. So I felt this sadness, like this. I guess you could say I felt sorry for myself, that I couldn't do these things, these everyday tasks that I did every day before I broke my leg, and I slipped into like a depression. I started eating more, a lot more, and eating like fast food, which is fucking terrible. I fell into drinking a lot more than than I should be, because I was on this whole like no drinking on school night, Monday through Friday kind of thing. And I broke my rule and I slapped myself on the wrist for it. But anyways, I just remember using my humor to cope with stuff like that to help me kind of get out of the rut. It was actually like joking about what happened and how I broke my leg. I joke about myself because I think it's funny. I'm just an easy target for myself, and I really don't care if I get made fun of it. I just let it roll off my back. And I think it's funny anyways. So yeah, that's another thing. Emotional problems. This is where you either win or you lose. I'll tell you why. Because your mind is a powerful fucking thing. I know you've heard this before, but it's the truth. If you have complete mind control and how you of controlling your emotions and controlling your attitude, that's great. But some people need to learn. Like myself, I took a class. I was gonna say about a month ago, I think. Yeah, I took a class on how to cope with your emotions during your injury. Believe it or not, it was a great class, and it helped me out a lot. So, basically, what they were talking about and what I got out of it was that one, you do have control over your emotions and attitude. You can change your thoughts. It's just up to you if you choose to do that. She gave us some tips of how to do that, and always staying positive, talking with positive people, staying around positive energy will help you out. One of the things that really caught my attention was when she was talking about. She asked a question in the class because I don't know. I think there was a group of maybe like 8 or 9 people in the class, kind of small. It was small, and one of the questions that she asked us was, "Why are you at physical therapy? Why are you here?" And so a lot of people said that they were here because they have to be. That they were recommended, and that's not necessarily the wrong answer, but it's not the answer that she was looking for, and so she stepped up and said, "No, you got to have this mindset. You want to be here. Why are you here? Is because you want to be here. You want to get better. You want to be able to do your daily activities once over again. Because me, I can't walk. I still can't walk. I'm stuck in a fucking walker for God knows how long. So I'm learning how to walk again. I wanna do the things I used to, like go out and exercise. I go to the gym. I used to go to the gym all the time, 5 days a week. And now, like, if I even look at a gym, I start crying because I can't go. So in this whole process, she was basically talking about keep that motivation. Keep the motivation of why you want to be here. And if you don't have one, find one. Find a motivation. Find some goal that you want to be there, to get better. It doesn't matter what it is. You say you want to get better so you can get out of the military because you have a better life on the other side. Or not a better life. You have a job waiting for you on the other side. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so my goal was basically, just so I can walk. I mean, as simple as it sounds, it's not. It's not simple. It hurts to walk, and walking for me, I'll never take it for granted not being able to walk. That's for sure, ever again, because I see people in wheelchairs that can't walk, period, and they're stuck like that for the rest of their life, and I'm like, ooh, man, I feel obviously very sorry for them, but I can't take for granted for that because it could have been way worse. It could have. I could have lost my leg. Actually, my surgeon told me I could have lost my leg if I didn't get to the hospital in time.